an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Never Date Just One Sis. It is your host, Arthur China T, Coach Erica, and I wanted to give a video for us because we needed to discuss some things. The last video series I had, I saw that you all was not, the views were low. You all didn't want to know about what was currently going on in dating across the board. What could have been done differently, what in the situations that I presented. So before I even wasted my time and giving y'all a 3-video series, I decided to nix that, and I am going to, I'll let you all figure that out. I told y'all everything is a learning process. A lot of people would rather go through the upset and learn from it than to be told how to navigate it before they get there. So y'all know I am a one who observes a lot. With no offense, and if I see that something is not being received well, then I will back away and allow you to come up with your own experiences and conclusions from what is going on. But I am not just sitting in the background doing nothing. I am on consistent lives every day, talking about different aspects of dating. I wish that some of you all would attend. They are not my lives. I'm going into other people's lives, and I am using my backup profile on TikTok to go into these lives. And so this particular backup profile is gaining lots of followers every day that are going to lives, because I'm able to speak from the dating coaching aspect, and it is being received very well versus when I put out video content. So this is why you don't see any video content coming from Coach China T, China T, Coach Erica TikTok page. Actually, that page is private right now. If you are following it, you will just have access to what's there, because I won't put any more content there. But I am on my backup profile, and it's called Bruh Play Her Cause She Dumb. That is the name of it. But you will see the name. It says She Is China T. That is a profile that I've been on, and that is a profile that I go on lives. And again, talk from a dating coach aspect and just be able to get more understanding of where you all are currently with the dating process. As you can see, I'm not actively dating at all. I'm good. But just going back into seeing what's going on, I figured out a lot of the problems come with what people consider dating. And that's probably why a lot of y'all, again, besides not being able to get anybody to ask you out on a date, sis, a lot of y'all are confusing dating with courting, and the aspects of the stages as it goes from when you meet someone, progressing on up until when y'all, if and when y'all do get to the point of marriage. So I am finding a lot of confusions from male and women, from men and women, not just women, on exactly what dating is and how it progresses to where it needs to go. Make sure you like and follow this channel. Take what you need to take from these videos. Make sure you get your copies of Never Date Just One Sis, as well as Play Your Position Sis, so that you can know exactly where you should be standing. And make sure when you read Play Your Position, you understand exactly how Shantae was able to apply Never Date Just One to her dating life and make it work for her to get the results that she was looking for. If you follow this book and read exactly how Shantae implemented Never Date Just One, then you will find yourself not trying to wrap your mind around her dating multiple people. Because again, this comes back to people having different definitions of dating, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. When we meet somebody, a lot of y'all like to call it talking. When you met somebody, you say, I'm talking to this person, okay? I don't know where the talking word came from, because honestly, even though I slip up and say it sometimes, when you think about it subconsciously, we're talking. Like, I'm talking to you right now. You may be talking to your homegirl. You will talk to your coworker. You will talk to your supervisor. You will talk to your family. So initiator or calling the initial stage of when you meet somebody talking is still kind of confusing to me, but I get it. A lot of us have to come up with different terms. And then those talking stages for a lot of y'all escalate to situations as opposed to your end goal, which is a relationship. So, but let me just tell you the hierarchy or the process of how this advances. So initially when you meet somebody, there is a talking stage. However long your talking stage is going to be, there is a talking stage. Your talking stage should be including conversations on the phone. It should be maybe including some conversations in person, but not to go too in depth, because this is not dating. That we've not escalated to dating yet. So there's talking. Okay, you're talking on the phone, exchange phone numbers, things of that nature. From the talking, if somebody asks you out on a date, then you're starting the casual dating phase, where you're now going on dates. There is no emotions. There is no physical. You're just casually going out to dates, where you're trying to see if there's any type of compatibility in person that can actually be carried on to serious dating. Serious dating is what we call courting. And that's when it's just you and that one person. Y'all have had a conversation of y'all expectations, y'all likes, what y'all needs are. You understand each other better, and now you're knowing if you're all moving into the same direction of alignment. And then from courting, then what a lot of y'all would do is go into a relationship for years, when it should be from courting to go into the prospect of you being proposed to, and then the marriage. So it's going to be talking, casual dating, serious dating, aka courting, then fiance to marriage. That is how it is supposed to transition up from the talking stage, which is the bottom of the totem pole, and it should be going up at an angle up to your ultimate goal, which is marriage. A lot of y'all are getting caught at the dating part, because you think that dating means that you have to have physical or have emotions. And like I said, it's two forms of dating, okay? It's two definitions to the dating part. You have the casual dating part that doesn't consist of anything that involves a commitment. It is not serious. It is not physical. It is usually going out to third-party places, enjoying each other's company. This is where you're going to be learning and having fun with people. You're going to be able to see them. You should be seeing them in all of their versions during this stage, because you don't want to move to the serious dating, courting process if you haven't even seen a person in all of their versions while you're dating. And if you read Play Your Position, Sis, in one of her situations that she has with one of the guys in the book, you will be able to see how Shantae was able to have her talk and then move into her dating places, and then start seeing that gentleman in all the different areas of his life to see if he is being consistent to who he said he was. Okay. Again, if you haven't got the book, get a copy of the book, because it literally gives you a view on what it looks like and how the process is supposed to go, versus what you know. And what you may know is just talking to somebody, from talking to probably never going on a date, not even getting asked on a date, but it also that leads to chill sessions. And from there, situation leads to y'all been dealing with each other for so long. Now y'all call y'allself a couple, or give y'allself titles, girlfriend, boyfriend. Y'all sit in the space of girlfriend, boyfriend, expecting husband and wife treatment from that. And then at that time, it usually breaks off as girlfriend and boyfriend, and it never escalates to fiance, let alone husband or wife. Okay. That's how y'all process go. And which is I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, because again, we all had to start from somewhere. That's the process that I had when I was younger too. Because again, when you don't know better, you can't do it better. And when you have people that are not teaching you how the process is supposed to go, you're gonna go with what you see others doing. And that's what a lot of y'all doing. You're just going with what you learned from seeing what others did around you, not actually learning the process yourself. And that's where I come in. I'm trying to teach you the process, trying to make you unlearn to relearn the correct way. Talking, casual dating, serious dating, engagement, marriage is the correct hierarchy of the correct process of how that goes. Again, with dating, casual dating is going to fun places, having, conversations on the phone, not too much texting, because you get lost in those text messages, and not too many conversations on the phone, but enough for you to be able to learn this person a little bit more about them that you're not able to see when you're out casual dating and having fun. Because again, dating is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be serious until it gets serious. So you're going to do casual dating for a while, and from the casual dating, then you're going to decide, okay, this person seems to be aligning with my goals and my visions and what I have going on. They're fulfilling my needs. They've told me their needs. I'm able to fulfill their needs. So it looks like we're going to a great place. So let us sit down and have this monogamous conversation, because that's what it's called. Have this monogamous conversation and talk about moving into the courting phase, where now I can tell them my expectations as my man, and he can say that he can conform or whatever the case is, or he can compromise, and then we move forward into the physical where you don't feel like you just getting played with, and then y'all physical situation eventually involves into you being engaged to and eventually leading to marriage. Okay, some people may not get to the physical stage. They may not have to get there yet because they may meet somebody who already knows what they want. Some women do not have to, let me just tell you, some women do not have to go through the dating stages because they will have met a man who knows exactly what he wants to do with her. So what they'll do, they'll talk, they'll do a bit of casual dating, or maybe it gets a little bit serious, and then they may get straight into the serious part of it, which is engagement or going straight to marriage. I told y'all I've seen it happen a couple of times. I told you about the lady who met the man on the cruise ship. He knew he went on the cruise ship with the sole intention of finding him a wife. He met the girl that I know. They connected, had conversations on the cruise. It led to them going to have physical while on the cruise. He did not judge her for that, and he told her before the cruise is over that he was going to be marrying her. 3 weeks later, he came down, picked her up, went to the courthouse, and married her. And 2 months later, she moved from Florida across the U.S. to Washington to become a housewife, and has been a housewife for the last 6 years, where prior to that, she was with guys where she still had to work, and now she was in this place where she doesn't have to work, and she had 3 kids already, and then gave him his first child, making that her 4th child. So I'm telling you, when a man knows what he wants, it's a lot of steps that you can miss in this process because you're with somebody who knows what they want. 9 times out of 10, you are aligning with people of low vibrations, and all they know is to try to get you to the serious part where the physical is as quickly as they can through love bombing, and then for them to either use you for the duration of the time that they're there until they get tired of you, or just get rid of you once they get the box and they're just out of there. Okay, it can happen either way. But the dating part. I've heard so many people saying lives when I was dating. I'm just sitting on the other end like, what are these people talking about when they say dating? Because every time I bring up roster dating, it happens to be me, actually another girl named who has a name of Erica, and another girl as well. We are the 3 that brings up roster dating because we're the 3 that practices roster dating, and we're the 3 that is going to continue to date like that because we don't see the purpose of dating one person at a time. I didn't even know that it would be other women who would understand the process of roster dating like me until I met these 2 other individuals, and it was so refreshing. So both of these other women tried the one partner thing at a time. It did not work for them, so they decided to go the other route, do the roster dating, and so far roster dating is working for them. Where one lady, it led to her being married as well. So we don't worry about the divorce because at the end of the day, if when you get into a relationship, you didn't divorce because you're just roster dating. You divorce because of something else that just cannot be changed. It cannot be corrected. And while you've given it your all and all of the attention and love you can, you just have to ultimately face the fact that this is not going to work. Move on, okay? All that can equate to is you probably chose the wrong person on your roster, or probably saw something else in this person that maybe wasn't there, because when you project, let me just tell y'all, when you project what you want on your partner, that partner will be what you want it to be, but the picture that's already there is not that. So it's almost like you repainted a picture of a person that wasn't there, but because you're projecting your wants and desires onto that person, this is what happens to you. Happen to make the choice and being married to the wrong person. But aside from that, the roster dating, we all 3 of us understood that it is being able to equally spread up your time and not committing to one man, but letting every man know from the beginning that, hey, I am roster dating. It is other people that I'm seeing. So that we're not going to be moving too fast. Don't expect all of this from me. Don't expect the physical. Don't expect the emotions. Right now, I'm just here to learn who you is as a man so I can make a informed decision before I move forward. Both of those women had to go through some of the things that I went through, which is you'll get with one man who hears that you're roster dating, but because he thinks that he's an exception, or he thinks that he's just that great, he'll try to advance that very quickly and come and tell you, hey, I'm ready to just for it to be just us right now. I don't want you to see nobody else. That right there is a love bomb. You should be able to recognize it. If you don't, you're blind. Okay, what that man is trying to do is trying to move you from with those other guys, because he doesn't see the purpose of you dealing with them, and he's trying to get you to believe that he's ready for something one-on-one with you in order to get you to the serious part that includes the physical. See, when you set your boundary that the physical is not going to be involved, in the physical, for you all who just come here, the physical is sex. Once you set your boundary that sex is not even on the table with the people that you're dating, again, you will have some men that try to find a way for them to either rush you to that situation quicker, or they're going to drop off your roster altogether. I was in a live today where a gentleman said that if a girl doesn't have sex with him within 2 weeks, he's just going to move around. You see what I'm talking about? Because men are going for the physical. They're not even trying to learn who you is beyond that. So imagine 2 weeks come by, you have sex with him, and then within a month, he finds an issue with you and he's done with you. Now you have added another body for no reason, and he moves around you, which I had to explain to him, sir, if any woman is having sex with you within 2 weeks, knowing that she has a goal of being something deeper than a sex partner, then that is she is lost and you are lost too. Because I do not want to be collecting bodies that much. When you collect bodies, you take those spirits with you into other partners. You take that trauma that they put onto you into other partners, and that's just not what I'm doing. So once we explained it to him a little bit more, he was now able to understand what we mean by rushing into sex can mean so many different other things that you're not ready for, just because you're trying to get to the physical. But again, aside from that, when you tell these guys up front that you're not going that way, again, you will have one out of a bunch. It always happens. I'm telling you, ladies, it always happens. Someone who's going to try to make you believe that they are ready for it to be just you and them. Y'all may have only been on 2 or 3 dates, but out of the blue, he is ready for it to be just you and him, and that's because he is trying to advance y'all to the physical, because he has no other options. And I told you about the men who have no options. When they have no other options, they're gonna try to rush you to get to a place where they already have been, which is the physical, trying to get you in bed. They have no other options. The men that have options will not rush you. And you should be happy about that, because guess what? Them having other options mean that they're getting whatever they need to get from those people. Let them get however much sex and head they want from them, because you're not ready for that. And there's no reason for you to put your emotions and your body on the line for somebody who may not be ready for that with you. So a man who has more options, to me, is more of a catch than a man who has no options. Because a man with no options is going to expect you to get to places quicker than you should be, contingent upon him having nobody else to go to. Men cannot pick up their phone and call anybody to have sex with them. They can't. I don't care what they make you believe. A lot of them don't have options like that, okay? The only choice they can make is in a person who they marry, which is why, ladies, you need to understand, you rushing to the bed will not make you a contender for you to be able to get his last name, if that is your end goal. That is another reason why you need to hold up, because if women, the only choice that a woman has is who she can sleep with, but the man's choice comes in who he marries, it should make you not want to move that quickly to get anybody in the bed, because you don't get to decide if he's going to marry you. But you do get to decide if he's going to sleep with you, and you can't determine if he's going to stay around and keep sleeping with you or try to learn you or fall in love with you. You still don't make that decision. You only make your decision on who you let between your legs. That in itself should be enough of a reason for you to remove sex, not celibate, not abstinent. Remove sex until you find the person who is aligned with you emotionally, demisexual, versus you just trying to move in thinking that the sex is going to keep them. I told y'all there's only 2 things that happen after sex. Either they stay to keep doing whatever they got to do to get more of it, or they get out of there because at the end of the day, it wasn't that great, or you just like any other woman before you, and it was a new experience, but it's time for them to move past you and go to either where they was before you or go find somebody else on their hunt. Men are hunters. Women are the prey. It can never be the other way around. You will never be respected as a hunter. You will always be seen as a prey. So just be expected to be caught. Not to be out there doing the catching. And while y'all might think, well, wait a minute, I made a decision. I bet no, you did not. Because I guarantee when you put in all that work for your type, I'm going to talk about your type. When you put all that work for your type, It left you heartbroken because you wasn't your type's type. That's the only time that y'all do the choosing and picking. When he your type, oh, that's my type. I like the way he look. Oh, let me say nothing to him. You go hard for your type. Your type don't go hard for you because you're not his type. Let the man pursue you. Let him hunt you. Let him get you. Because if you are who he wants, he will put in that work. If you are not who he wants, he won't put in any effort. But it will still try to get you to that bed. Because the only thing exclusive about you is your box. He's never had it before until you give it to him. Continue to let that be the exclusivity with you until he learns who you are as a woman. When you meet someone, your initial conversations is your talking stage. This is when you have the time to be able to ask the unexpected questions, looking for the responses, because you want to start learning his character. You want to start learning the things that how he thinks. You're not going to see how he acts yet because you haven't really been in person with him. But you want to know how he thinks. You want to know a little bit of his character. You want to know if there's any unresolved traumas that he has to sustain throughout his life of having relationships, of his childhood trauma. These are all the things that you should be doing in your talking stage. I came across one guy on TikTok. He calls himself Coach. He's not even a certified coach, but I told y'all, once they get on TikTok and they get followings, they'll give themselves whatever name because they think they got whatever game to give to women. And they are pander bears and they are pandering y'all. But anyways, he came up with this program. He said that he want women to sit on the phone and talk to men for 90 days. 90 days of you talking on the phone with a man for you to learn certain aspects of him. And while that may be noble, it is simply not logical. The only man that you will be able to talk on the phone to for 90 days is somebody who lives out of town. That's it. Because you all are going to be skeptical about getting to each other, right? If a woman doesn't want to invest to get to the man. Sometimes the man doesn't want to invest to get to the woman because they don't know where it's going to go. And a lot of men are looking for the physical. So if he doesn't think that that's going to come out of that, he's going to be more apt to not spending his money to see that woman. So if the man lives out of town or even lives out of country, you may have you a good 90 solid days of talking, or a little bit longer if that's what you need. The only time I've seen talking for long periods of time to work is for those who are in long distance relationships when they cannot get to one another in the physical. If this is somebody who you met that lives in a town or within an hour of you and is willing to get to you, or you're willing to get to them, talking for 90 days does nothing for you. It won't. And the reason why is because you need to start seeing the action. See, the long distance stuff is a lot different because I said, y'all, it's going to be a while before y'all get to each other. Would I trust talking on the phone with somebody long distance? I probably wouldn't, because I don't know what they have going on in the background. They may have a whole family where they live at. I know nothing about that because I don't live there. All I do is talk to them on the phone at certain times of the day, right? I'm not looking at the patterns that late at night I don't talk to this person on the phone because they may be in a different time zone. At least that's what I believe, or that's what I know, right? So I don't know if there's a whole girlfriend, a whole wife, or a whole family. We don't know. They could be homeless. We don't know. All we know is talking on the phone. That's why I don't do long distance. It's too iffy because you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Now, meeting in person, talking on the phone for 90 days, I don't have the time. I just looked at the time. I don't have it. I couldn't find it. And the reason why I can't find it is because simply this. I need to see, now that I've talked to you and see how you think a little bit and can determine your character, I need to see who you are in person, because your body language is going to speak something completely different. Yeah, body language doesn't lie. You can see how somebody's facial expressions change when you ask them questions, how they shift in their seat and get uncomfortable. All of that body language is a whole different communication that I need to be in tune with. That's why I can't do the phone conversations for more than a couple of times, because you can be whoever you want on that phone. You can tell me whatever I want to hear on that phone. Is it going to translate in person? You can have all the chemistry in the world on the phone, and then you get in contact and get in person with somebody, and it doesn't do anything. It falls flat. Why? Because y'all are great on the phone when you're not looking at each other. But now y'all got to look at each other eye to eye and answer questions completely different. So for me, 90 days of talking on the phone will not work. And for you, I do not encourage you to do that. I wouldn't encourage nobody that's a client to sit on the phone with somebody for 90 days to talk. You need to see them in action. Okay, so from talking, first initial conversations, Get in where you need to get. They don't need to be no more than 30 minutes apart. 30-minute conversations. Ask what you need to ask. Laugh, talk, whatever. And it should be ending in you being asked on a date. If it's not ending and you asked on a date and you keep talking on the phone and you keep texting, you're probably more than likely not going to ever go on a date with this person. That means they had no intentions on taking you on a date. It does not take a man that long to know if he's going to ask you on a date. But he is gauging y'all conversation to see if you're even date worthy. Know that, ladies. Know that. He is listening to everything that you're saying and that you're not saying on those phones, which is why I say keep those conversations short, because he's going to place value on you if he needs to ask you on a date, or if he needs to ask you, can he come over and chill, or can he come over and bring food. On a phone conversation, you've told him that you like to drink, you like to smoke, you like to do this, all that. He heard all that. So where your value is, the next thing is, okay, well, you know what? I'm available this Friday. I want to stop by, bring your favorite food and bring a bottle of wine. He got other plans because you've already told him too much. So remember that. Now, casual dating can go from anywhere from 30 days to 6 months, a little bit over that. I told you, it does not include any emotions or any physical. Now, does that mean that you're not going to turn around and like this person? No, that does not mean that. It should not be talked about until the person comes to you and tells you how they feel. Because how dare you have been talking to this person for 30 days, you feel like you like them so much, and then one day you just blurt out, I like you, or you text them and tell them how much you like you. Things will change immediately. Because if he is not physically, he is not emotionally there, you may scare him. It takes 2 months to 9 months for a man to biochemically bind to you. If you don't know what that means, go look it up. Okay? It is not going to happen as quickly as a woman can take, because a woman can like whatever a man is presenting because she is projecting what she wants him to be. So in her projection, she's going to like him for whatever the reason is. If she thinks that he's a good man and he has potential, she'll like him based on his potential. He might not like her at all. It takes a man 2 to 9 months to biochemically bind to a woman. That's why I told y'all to take your time when you're casually dating, because it doesn't mean that he's going to be liking you. Unless he has the intention of coming in to make you his wife, he may not like you for the entire time that y'all are casually dating. Now you can determine, do I want to go serious with him? Do I want to give him my body? You can make an informed decision. So after about anywhere from 30 days to about 9 months, you're casually dating, whatever your time frame is. At the end of that, or when that man's ready, he is going to sit you down for that monogamous conversation, because you would have told him that you are dating multiple people. So now you're going to say, hey, he's going to say, we've been dealing with each other for a while. We went on a few dates. I've cooked for you. You cook for me. We've just had fun. I like our chemistry. I would like to see where this go if it's just me and you. Here is your time to decide and say, okay, well, I like you too. I like what we have been doing for the last few months. I feel very strongly from you. And I would like to see where this go if it's just me and you as well. And at that point, you make a determination that you're going to be in each other's life on a serious basis. Now you have entered the courting phase. Okay, now you are courting. So it's going to include a lot of dates. It's going to include a lot of love, giving, chivalry, compliments, all these things. Now you're going to see exactly who this man is, if he could be your husband. Because you can't see that when you're casually dating. Because it's casual. It's fun. But now in the courting phase, you're going to be able to see if he can be your husband. Okay? And you're going to move from there. And this may include the sex now. Now the sex may enter the picture. Now you may begin to even more attached with your emotions. But you should also be reading if he is doing the same thing. If it's not only about sex, is he disappearing at certain times of the day and hitting you up on certain days of the week? You should be able to see. You should have saw all of that in casual dating. It should be really evident now, because guess what? Now it's just you and him. Before, when you casually dated, it was you plus him and him and him and him. So you really couldn't tell if he was disappearing at certain times. You know why? Because your attention wasn't just on that. You had other things going on. You were the priority. But now you in this union, this relationship is now becoming a priority. So things that you have not been able to see before are going to stand out now. Okay? whether you have included sex or not. Again, things that did not appear before are going to stand out now because now your attention is on just him. His attention is on just you. Things about y'all are going to start popping up. Okay? This is where we don't put down the red flags. You should have seen them when you were dating. Some of them may pop up, but again, it's casual. It's fun. But now we're courting. We don't put down red flags when they pop up. We address them because we need to give it an opportunity for those things to be changed. So if there is a lack of communication, if he's not responding to your text message how you want him to respond, that's a red flag for you. You're going to bring that up. Address it. If you don't see a change, you have to make a decision. Can you deal with somebody who doesn't respect you enough to text you as often as you want as a husband? Do you want to give your body to somebody because you don't want to end up having sex with them and then this right here plays out and now you feel bad because you gave your body? Are you ready for that? You're going to ask yourself even harder questions now before you even get deep head over heels involved with this emotionally. Because when your emotions come and they're like grandiose and they're just a bunch, you just find yourself claim you fell in love, you start missing those red flags. You start putting them down. This is not the time to do that. So now you've been courting for maybe about 6 months to 8 months, and now this man sees value in you. Now he comes to you and asks you to be his wife. Now y'all are engaged. It's perfect. It's going to be going exactly how you want it to go, right? And then from there, you need to get to the marriage part. Because a lot of times men get engaged to you to shut you up and to keep you held on longer while they continue to still look for their wife. You need to make sure that's not what's going on. And it's possible and it's visible and you should be able to tell. So don't accept an engagement in the ring just because that's what you want, but he's just trying to keep you holding on. You accept the ring, now give your boundaries. Hey, I do want a big wedding. I do want to invite all my friends, but since you think that I should be your wife, I don't see a problem with us going down to the courthouse because you got to go down there anyways to get the marriage certificate. I don't see a problem with us going down to the courthouse getting our certificate within 6 months. We can have a wedding afterwards. See, a lot of y'all are not ready to be wives. You just want the wedding. You just want to be a bride-to-be because you like the treatment you get from it. And that separates you from a wife because wives don't care about anything about a big wedding. They just cannot wait to be a wife and be an asset to their husband. For those of you saying, well, no, we're going to be engaged for a year or two, thinking that you need that much time to become a wife. No, you didn't want, that means you don't want to be a wife. You just want to get to the wedding. You just want to get all the perks of being a bride-to-be, to be able to tell everybody you engaged, show them your ring, plan an engagement party, have people helping plan your wedding. You're not worried about what it is after that, because that wedding is only one day. To be a wife, it's every day after that, multiple days at a time, weeks, months, years. A lot of you all are not ready for that. Be honest. You just really want to get to the wedding. The same way a lot of y'all are not ready to be mothers. You just like with the treatment you got when you was pregnant. Everybody treated you kind and nice and, was doting on you and come with to rub your belly, and people felt sorry for you and they gave you special treatment when you was pregnant. Then you had to become a mother. A lot of y'all wasn't ready to become mothers. You didn't have enough information. Your money wasn't where it needed to be. You wasn't mentally stable. Your emotions was all over the place. But you wanted to be able to, so you became a mother because you felt like you had to. You really just like being pregnant. And a lot of y'all don't want to admit that. But I'm here to tell you that's exactly what it is. So I know a lot of y'all are not ready to be wives. It is different from a girlfriend. I don't care what anybody say. A wife is not a girlfriend. A girlfriend is not a wife. Period. Now, can a wife be his girlfriend? Yes, because he can continue to date his wife like they were still boyfriend, girlfriend. He can. But a wife is completely different. It comes with a lot of other responsibilities and tasks, secrecy, and all type of things go on as a wife that you won't get as a girlfriend. In order for you to become that, you have to be that. A question that was asked in the live today, it was a statement. It said, love is not finding the right person, but becoming the right person. And so when people started to answer the prompt, it went over their head. And let me tell you what it meant. Love is not finding the right person. It is about becoming the right person. What that means is you will become the energy that you want to attract. If you do not want to become that, then what you're going to attract is a vibration that you're on. And it may not be love, it may be use, making use of you. So you cannot attract or want love to come into your life if you are still unhealed, dealing with broken energy, a broken spirit, taking on anything too fast in terms of sex, accepting anything. You're going to attract energy that is just like that. But when you evolve, and I talk to y'all about evolution, when you evolve into the woman that you are supposed to be, then you will attract the man that is supposed to be in your world. He will find you, and he will get favor when he does. It doesn't happen the other way around, ladies. You're not going to go out there finding a man, because what you're going to do is find somebody who wants to be taken care of, not someone who wants to take care of you. Love is not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. So you must become what you are trying to attract, or you will continue to attract who you are. And y'all have heard the statement, you are who you attract. Vibrations are still low. It is no way that you're going to attract somebody on a higher frequency and vibration if you are still down here. That's that. So in this dating game, understand that it's going to be talking, casual dating, serious dating, aka courting, engagement, then marriage. Don't lose sight of the goal when you're talking because you're allowing somebody to talk you out your panties. Don't lose sight of your goal when you're casually dating because you don't know how to date multiple people without sex. And don't lose sight of your goal when you become serious dating, because that's when you exactly get to know who this person is, because now it's just you and them. You must pay attention to everything in the first 3 levels. Because if you miss something and you accept become a wife, if you let that red flag down and become a wife, that red flag will become a liability. And what that means is, when you could have confronted it as a red flag and waited for the change, now it has become a liability. Now it's costing you mentally, emotionally, financially, and it's embarrassing. That's what a liability is. It will embarrass you in the end. But if you're not paying attention to those red flags in talking, casual, and serious dating, then you're going to become it's going to become a liability when you become a wife. Know what you're getting yourself into. And I'll see you next time.